You know, there's something truly special about staying active and independent as we get older. Whether it's tending to the garden, visiting grandkids, or just enjoying a leisurely stroll in the park, these little moments make life so much richer. But let's be honest, sometimes our bodies don't cooperate the way they used to. Maybe you've noticed it's a little harder to get around, or perhaps you've had a close call with a stumble that made you think, I need a little extra support. Well, here's the good news. You don't have to slow down just because mobility becomes a bit more challenging. In fact, with the right tools, you can keep doing the things you love, safely and confidently. That's why today, we're talking about the 5 best mobility aids that help seniors stay independent and active. These aren't just any old gadgets. They're practical, reliable, and designed to make everyday life easier, so you can keep living on your terms. Now, you might be wondering, do I really need a mobility aid? And that's a fair question. Maybe you've been managing just fine so far, or maybe you're hesitant because you don't want to feel like you're giving up your freedom. But here's the thing. Mobility aids aren't about limitations. They're about empowerment. They're there to give you stability, reduce the risk of falls, and help you move through your day with ease. Think of them as trusty sidekicks, always ready to lend a hand when you need it. So, let's dive in and explore the first 2 mobility aids that could make a real difference in your life. First up, the humble yet mighty cane. Now, I know what you're thinking. A cane? That's nothing new. And you're right, canes have been around for ages, but what's really exciting is how much they've evolved. Gone are the days of clunky, uncomfortable designs. Today's canes are lightweight, adjustable, and even come with features like built-in flashlights or foldable frames for easy storage. But the real beauty of a cane is its simplicity. If you've noticed your balance isn't quite what it used to be, maybe you feel a little unsteady on uneven ground or getting up from a chair, a cane can provide just the right amount of support. It takes some of the pressure off your legs and helps you move with more confidence. And here's a pro tip. Make sure it's the right height for you. A cane that's too tall or too short can actually throw off your balance. So when you're standing straight, the handle should rest at the crease of your wrist. Now, if you need a bit more support than a cane can offer, that's where our next mobility aid comes in. The trusty walker. Walkers have come a long way from the bulky, hospital-style frames you might remember. These days, they're sleek, sturdy, and even come with wheels and brakes for smooth maneuvering. If you've been feeling like you need extra stability, maybe longer walks leave you fatigued, or you've had a few close calls with losing your balance, a walker can be a game changer. One of the best things about modern walkers is how customizable they are. You can get ones with seats, so you can take a rest whenever you need to, or models with baskets to carry your groceries, purse, or even a small dog if you're out for a stroll. The key is finding one that fits your lifestyle. If you're mostly indoors, a basic model with rubber grips might be perfect. But if you love getting outside, look for one with larger wheels that can handle sidewalks and gravel paths with ease. Now, these are just the first 2 options, and already, you can see how much of a difference the right mobility aid can make. But we've got 3 more fantastic tools to cover, each one offering unique benefits to help you stay active and independent. So let's keep going. You know, one of the most wonderful things about life is how adaptable we can be. Just because our needs change a little as we get older doesn't mean we have to give up the activities that bring us joy. In fact, sometimes all it takes is the right tool to help us keep doing the things we love, whether that's shopping, traveling, or simply moving around the house with ease. Now, we've already talked about canes and walkers, 2 fantastic options for light to moderate support. But what if you need something a little more substantial? Something that gives you even greater stability and freedom? Well, that's where our next mobility aid comes in. Rollators, the ultimate all-in-one support. If you haven't heard of a rollator before, think of it as a walker's more sophisticated cousin. These nifty devices come with 3 or 4 wheels, hand brakes for safety, and often a built-in seat, so you can take a break whenever you need to. They're perfect if you love being out and about but find that fatigue or balance issues slow you down. One of the biggest advantages of a rollator is how smoothly it moves. Unlike traditional walkers that you have to lift with each step, rollators glide effortlessly, making them ideal for longer walks or trips to the mall. And because they usually come with a storage pouch or basket, you can carry your essentials without straining your arms or shoulders. Now, if you're someone who enjoys social outings or running errands, a rollator can be a real lifesaver. No more worrying about finding a place to sit when you're tired. Just lower the seat and take a breather. Plus, many models are foldable, so they fit easily in the car for trips or doctor's appointments. But what if your mobility needs are a bit more complex? Maybe you have significant trouble standing or walking for long periods, or perhaps you're recovering from surgery. That's when it's time to consider our next option. Transport chairs, lightweight and easy to maneuver. Transport chairs are like a hybrid between a wheelchair and a rollator. They're designed for someone who can still move their legs, but may need assistance getting around for longer distances. They're lighter than traditional wheelchairs, making them easy to lift in and out of the car. And they often come with push handles, so a caregiver or family member can help if needed. These are especially great for outings where there's a lot of walking involved. Think museums, airports, or even family gatherings at the park. You can still be part of the action without worrying about exhaustion or discomfort. And because they're so compact, they don't take up much space at home either. Now, I know some folks might hesitate at the idea of using a transport chair because they worry it means they're giving in to mobility challenges. But here's the way I like to look at it. These tools aren't about limitations. They're about possibilities. They let you keep enjoying life on your terms, without pain or fatigue holding you back. And speaking of possibilities, our next mobility aid is perfect for those who want maximum support while staying active in their own homes. Isn't it amazing how many options we have these days to help us stay mobile and independent? Just a few decades ago, many seniors had to limit their activities or rely heavily on others once mobility became an issue. But now, thanks to smart design and innovation, we have tools that let us keep living life fully, safely, and on our own terms. We've covered some wonderful aids so far, from trusty canes to smooth gliding rollators and convenient transport chairs. But there's one more option I want to share with you today, especially if you or a loved one needs more substantial support at home. Power chairs and scooters, freedom on wheels. Now, I know some people hear power chair or mobility scooter and picture bulky, complicated machines. But today's models are sleeker, more maneuverable, and more user-friendly than ever before. These are perfect if walking long distances is challenging, but you still want to maintain your independence. Whether that's puttering around your garden, visiting neighbors, or even doing your own grocery shopping. What I love about modern power mobility aids is how they're designed with real life in mind. Many scooters disassemble easily to fit in your car trunk. Some power chairs can navigate tight spaces in your home. There are even all-terrain models if you enjoy being outdoors. And the best part, they eliminate that exhausting struggle to get around, so you can save your energy for the things that truly matter, like playing with grandkids or pursuing hobbies. One of my viewers, Martha, wrote to me about how her mobility scooter changed everything. At 78, she'd stopped going to her beloved farmer's market because the walking was too much. Now she zips around the market with her basket full of fresh produce, chatting with vendors like she used to. That's what these tools are really about, preserving the joy in everyday life, choosing what's right for you. Now, with all these wonderful options, how do you know which mobility aid is the best fit? Here's what I suggest. First, be honest about your daily needs. Is it mostly short distances around the house? A cane or walker might be perfect. Do you enjoy longer outings but get fatigued? A rollator or scooter could be ideal. Having trouble standing up from chairs? Maybe a lift chair would help. There's no one-size-fits-all answer. It's about what supports your unique lifestyle. Second, don't be afraid to try different options. Many medical supply stores will let you test devices. Physical therapists can offer great advice too. And remember, your needs may change over time, and that's okay. What matters is staying safe and active. A final word of encouragement. If there's one thing I want you to take away today, it's this. Using a mobility aid isn't about giving up independence. It's about protecting it. Every single one of these tools exists for one purpose: to help you keep doing what you love, safely and comfortably. I've seen far too many vibrant seniors limit their lives because they were too proud or embarrassed to use assistance. only to become more isolated over time. But the smartest, most active seniors I know, they're the ones who said, "If this helps me stay engaged with life, I'm all for it." So whether you choose a simple cane or a zippy scooter, what matters is that you're taking steps to care for yourself, because you deserve to enjoy every day to the fullest. Closing thoughts. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Have you tried any of these mobility aids? What difference have they made in your life? Your experience could be exactly the encouragement someone else needs to take that first step. If you found this video helpful, do give it a thumbs up. It really helps others find this information. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. We share new tips every week to help you live your best life after 60. Remember, aging might change how we move through the world, but it doesn't have to limit how fully we live. Here's to your health, your independence, and many more happy adventures ahead. Until next time, take care and keep moving.